Why should you never leave meeting your sister's groom until the wedding day? I walked into the rehearsal dinner expecting to finally meet my sister's fiance. She'd been secretive about him for years. You'll love him. He's different from anyone I've ever dated. The restaurant was beautiful. Private room, flowers everywhere. My parents already seated, my sister glowing. Then her fiance stood up to greet me. My whole body went cold. I knew that face. I'd spent 3 years trying to forget it. This is Daniel, my sister said. Danny, this is my little sister. He smiled at me. Warm, charming, extended his hand. I've heard so much about you. I shook his hand, smiled back, but my legs felt like they might give out. My sister had no idea who she was marrying, and I wasn't sure I could tell her. For context, when I was 17, my best friend Celia and I were walking home from a party. A car swerved out of nowhere, hit Celia and kept driving. She died in my arms. The police found the car 2 days later, registered to the Crimson family. Old money. Half the buildings downtown had their name on them. Their son Daniel had been driving, drunk. His lawyers argued she was wearing dark clothing so he didn't see her. I testified, told them exactly what I saw. Yet Daniel Crimson got 2 years and served 14 months. Vehicular manslaughter reduced to reckless driving. I never told my family any of the details. I always kept my life private, and now that had come back to bite me. The dinner was a blur. I barely ate, barely spoke. My mother kept giving me looks. You're being rude. Make an effort. I tried. I really did. Daniel was perfect, attentive, funny. Everyone loved him, but every few minutes he'd look at me like he was waiting for something. I told myself I was imagining it. It had been 8 years. Different hair, Botox. No reason he'd recognize me, but he kept looking. After the main course, he stood up. I'm going to get some air. It's a bit warm in here. He looked at me. Join me? I want to get to know my wife's sister. My sister beamed. Yes, you two should bond. I couldn't say no without making a scene. I followed him to the balcony. He closed the door behind us. The smile was gone. You changed your hair, he said, but I never forget the face who put me in prison. My heart stopped. Daniel, I spent 14 months in a cell because of you. His voice was low, controlled. Do you know what that does to a person? What it did to my family's reputation? You killed my best friend. It was an accident. I didn't see her. You were drunk. You were speeding. You didn't even stop. He stepped closer. I've spent 8 years rebuilding my life. I'm not going to let you ruin it again. I haven't said anything. And you won't. He smiled. Because who would believe you? My record's sealed. And your sister loves me. She deserves to know who you are. She knows who I am now. That's what matters. He leaned in. If you say anything, I'll deny it. And then something much worse. He smiled this sick smile. He turned and walked back inside. I stood there for 10 minutes, trying to breathe, trying to think. I went back in, pulled my sister aside. I need to tell you something about Daniel. She frowned. What? 8 years ago, he killed my best friend. He was drunk. She stared at me. What are you talking about? I told her everything. She laughed, confused. Danny? No, that's impossible. You're joking. But her smile was fading. I watched Celia die in my arms. He did it. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she turned. Danny, can you come here? He walked over, concerned, loving. Everything okay, babe? My sister says she knows you from before. Daniel looked at me, then back at my sister. His face crumpled. I was hoping I'd never have to tell you this. He took her hands. When I was 20, I was in a car accident. A girl died. It was the worst night of my life. I served time. I've spent every day since trying to be a better person. My sister's eyes softened. Why didn't you tell me? Because I was ashamed. Because I didn't want you to see me as that person. I'm not him anymore. She hugged him. I love you. Your past doesn't change that. She turned to me. Why would you ambush us like this? At our rehearsal dinner? He killed my friend. It was an accident. He just told you. He's paid for it. Why are you trying to ruin this? My parents had drifted over, watching. What's going on? My mother asked. Daniel sighed, pained. I made a mistake when I was young. A terrible accident. I served my time, and now your daughter is trying to use it against me. My father frowned at me. Is that true? He killed someone. He's dangerous. People change, my mother said. He's clearly not the same person. Why would you bring this up now? Are you jealous? Are you trying to hurt your sister? My eyes were tearing up. I watched my best friend die because of him, and he spent years atoning for it. What have you done except hold on to anger? I looked at all of them. My sister, my parents, all of them looking at me like I was the problem. Daniel was watching me. That same small smile. He knew they'd choose him. Why would they not choose the person standing in front of them over the ghost they never met? I left without another word.